Hi guys, I'm going to now give you a more detailed run through of the dashboard and navigation of all of the different areas within your online Boostlingo account. So we'll start with the dashboard. Basically, after your main details have been recorded, you've decided on your password and you have accessed your account, the first thing you'll see is your dashboard overview. The dashboard is the main homepage on your online desktop account system. So you'll see here, these are where some appointments have been made by perhaps a hospital or a client, or perhaps from a KP administrator, and they will pop up here. As you can see, I have one job that I need to accept. So I would click into that, look at the information, and decide if I want to accept the job or not. The rest of the appointments are upcoming. Most of these are on-site appointments. If you go into the little call button here, if it works, you'll see that any scheduled calls will show up here, and any on-demand calls will come through immediately on your caller. So the overview tab displays your on-demand calls, your completed appointments, your rating average, and your total earnings all in a chart form. So each time you complete a job, these charts will update in real time. You can change the chart scope to view your activity from previous weeks or months if you're interested in seeing what's going on. Basically, you can just keep tabs of what work you're doing, how much you're earning, and really track that as much as you want. You can click here, click for totals, and that will actually show your total lifetime usage, which can be quite interesting. You'll see we've got a rating system, so you want to make sure that your stars are over 4 stars really, otherwise we'll probably give you a call, or maybe I should say over 3 stars. The clients will rate you, but you guys also get to rate the clients as well. It just keeps everybody accountable. If we go into the log tab, you can view your activity in more detail by choosing between your on-demand, your scheduled, and your in-person work or on-site appointments. So this is helpful when you need to track down a specific project. And you just simply select your date range here, and then the log will provide very specific activity details, including the call ID number, the call status, the date and the time, the location, subject, duration, all that sort of thing. Um, you can download these specific records by selecting that small arrow here. You can download it to CSV, and the list will convert to a Microsoft Excel file so that you can save it onto your desktop computer. This is very helpful if perhaps we have called you and said there's a particular job, or maybe you want to talk to us about a particular job that went really well or really bad. Keeps us very on track of everything, and keeps the calls specific. We'll go to the Quick Start tab. This is an important spot to know about. It provides quick links to some helpful documents and videos, and frequently asked questions here. That's a link that will take you to Boostlingo's knowledge base. Basically, you can select, there's a part in there that says select browse knowledge base, and they have their own frequently asked questions. The release notes, Boostlingo is updated regularly to improve and regulate the system. So this link will provide release notes for all updates and changes that happen. All these articles and videos, I highly recommend that you read and watch. It's just always important to keep yourself educated and informed if anything changes, bandwidth requirements and speed testing, all these sorts of things. Of course, we provide our own checks within the written guides that we have given you. But hey, Boostlingo's just written it in a different way, and it might be helpful just to get it all in your brain. So that is basically a quick rundown of the dashboard. I have gone through the banner here in a previous video, but I will explain it again. So whichever company you're working with, in this case, obviously us, so KP International Translators, will display here. Your notifications will pop up if an appointment needs to be accepted or if there's a scheduled call coming up. This is your desktop caller. So if you've decided that you're going to take calls on your computer today instead of your app, this is basically what the app looks like, and you can take calls, but just be aware that you'll need headphones plugged in and make sure that your audio is going to work, things like that. You can check out your scheduled stuff. I've already said that. And of course, you can switch between using the internet on your desktop caller, or you can switch it so that, yeah, you're on your computer, but you actually want to take calls on your phone. It can switch to your mobile number. I'm just going to pop that down there. This is just your way of signing out if you want to sign out. If you're working with more than one language service company, you can switch the accounts here. And this is extra help. So this is very, very valuable. I would suggest going through the walkthroughs because they will teach you exactly what to do by walking you through step by step. All right, that's the dashboard. Let's go to appointments. So the calendar tab, basically all your requested and confirmed bookings will be displayed. So it'll say scheduled here. Scheduled is green, but we'll hopefully get through the color coding at some point, and you'll remember at some point. You can view your appointments in calendar or tabular mode. I think, yeah, I prefer tabular mode because it's really easy to see exactly what's going on, but calendar is fine too. You just click on the appointment and it will tell you exactly what you want to know. You can also click into it further for all of your details. In the top left corner, you've got some calendar options, so you can go between day, week, and month. So that's another option there. This is actually quite a great way of seeing exactly what's coming up. That's this interpreter. I think I'm under Harry Kim's account. He's missed an appointment here. That's what grey means. Monthly view is effective for, tracking upcoming jobs. You've also got plenty of filters here if you're searching for particular upcoming jobs, or perhaps you're searching for something that previously happened. I would suggest using the dashboard logs to search for previous jobs, but hey, you can do it in appointments as well. The more feature will allow you to search with more advanced details. I think I will go into more detail about how to accept appointments and booked calls and stuff like that in a separate video. The Notes tab, all correspondence between you, the linguist, and the KP administrator will appear here. So you can use the keyword search if you want to find specific notes. Let's go to invoices. Boostlingo's invoicing system is so straightforward, and it's such a helpful way to get your invoices to us all within the account. So you don't have to create separate invoices. You can do it all online. On here, they will save. This page is used to really quickly and easily create invoices, and then you can send them straight to KP International Translators through the platform. So it will be displayed as a list of invoices with different statuses. Draft, sent, viewed, approved, rejected, revised. Here, they're all here. So they're color coded as well, so you know exactly what status your invoice is up to. I'm going to be doing a separate video on how to create and send an invoice, so don't worry, I'll make sure there's a detailed guide for that as well. So basically you can click on an invoice to open more details. There you go. You can see what it'll look like on print view, and of course you can download it, but I will be going into a lot more detail about that. You can search for particular invoices using the keywords or a particular date if you want to as well. I'll probably go into this in more detail, but we have decided that you will need to invoice us fortnightly. So our policy for payment duration is net 30. Now we'll go to the bottom one. This is the most important area of your account: configuration and your profile. So the profile tab, this is where you can view and edit your account profile. You can locate and record your ID number, which is very important. I would suggest popping that down somewhere that you can see it at all times. For example, if you're answering a call, you will need to say your ID number, which I will also make a separate video about etiquette when answering a call. So try and either memorize your ID or record it somewhere, or at least know where to find it. You can change your email or your password by these links here. So if for some reason you want to change it, and you can change your profile image as well. Mine makes no sense at the moment because I'm apparently a Korean interpreter named Harry Kim, and that's a picture of me, which doesn't match. And also, for some reason, I have 10 years experience of Romanian as well. So how about that? You can add languages as well. There will be a separate video for that. When you're adding languages, always make sure that language 1 is English and language 2 is your native or specialized language. You can add as many languages as you like, simply just by selecting that add option in the top right corner. And if you get stuck, KP administrators can add and approve languages for you. Degree. So you can select edit in the right corner. The HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. That's actually a USA healthcare regulation, so it's not relevant in Australia. NATI is obviously national accreditation here in Australia. Just select yes or no. The next one is the New Zealand version of that. And ASL stands for American Sign Language, but we are going to class it as Auslan, which is the Australian version. Boostlingo started in America, so sometimes the terms within this system can be a little bit US based. That's all I'm going to show you there. The last part is permissions. KP administrators will approve what type of calls you can receive. So you cannot receive jobs until you are given permission. OPI means, yeah, you can have scheduled, telephonic, and on-demand telephonic. So scheduled means anything that's upcoming here. Oh, hang on. And on-demand means you can take calls without having any previous bookings. You've also got scheduled video interpreting. We have made a policy that no on-demand video interpreting will ever be allowed. So clients cannot just call you, mainly because we think you need time to set up for video interpreting. You need to make sure you've got a nice, quiet, and calm and professional background. You're dressed appropriately. You have your headphones on. I don't think people should be answering on-demand calls for videos. We only do that for the phone, so you will not get that permission. And of course, your on-site interpreting. For some reason, Mr. Kim has decided he only wants to do on-site consecutive, so we have personalize that for him. Now let's go, oops, to the overview here. Obviously this has test profile because it's a test profile, but I think usually you would write something like that. It's such a weird language combination. Oh, and also I would put your NATI number here. You can also add documentation, so you upload any relevant qualifications or certificates by clicking that add sign here. You can select a file from your desktop and then name it and then add a description if that's necessary. There are only particular extensions that are supported, so check your written guides for that. The maximum file size is 5 megabytes, and then KP admin can see those documents. Lastly, the rates tab. So this is where you can view your rates for each service type, and please contact your KP admin with any queries about your rates. These are what have been decided. These are the standard. You always get a minimum rate. So perhaps it should never happen, but if there was a prank call, or probably more relevant if say a doctor calls by accident and decides he doesn't need you, if it's under 5 minutes, you'll still get paid for at least 5 minutes of that call, because we know you're putting in the effort to answer professionally and do all of that correctly. These should equivalent to about the same as you would get paid on a normal on-site job. So that's all I'm going to go through. I don't really think there's anything extra that I can explain. Obviously, you have some terms and conditions here I would recommend reading through. My internet's a bit slow. Read through it, because we are trying to be we are as legitimate as we can be, and we want you guys to have read everything and understand that this is all under data sovereignty, legitimate. Yes, it's a cloud-based system, so all of your invoices and your tracking and your calls will all be on this online account. But you can also save everything to PDF as well. And you can ask us for any sort of reports if you need more information in regards to tracking any of this stuff. Okay, the next video will be about setup and navigation of the app.